What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another vlog talking about myself, which I do every so often. I'm currently on a break at work, but I wanted to make this video and touch on a couple of things um, about my home life, about my personality. I know I've been uploading a lot of um, stuff about my past, mostly related to development of, uh, an irreligious, pretty sure that's a word, um, mental profile and what I'm working through mentally and whatnot, past abuse and everything. But I've touched on all that for the most part. What I want to touch on now is just where that's led me to my current life, and what if you were to hang out with me 24/7, you would see. And there's just a few things I want to touch on. I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but um, so essentially, I am more or less a total homebody. Not a total shut in, but just I'm at home a lot. The only time I ever go out is if I'm hanging out with somebody, and even then, it's pretty limited to where I hang out and what I'll do. It's usually a movie or going to a game shop or comic shop or going to the store. I go out of town to hang out with my parents. I'll go out of town to go shopping and hang out with other people, including Lady Psylocke from time to time. But for the most part, I'm always home. Um, I don't get to go out as much as I used to, just because I don't believe it's because I'm antisocial. At least, I've asked a professional about that, and they said it doesn't sound like it. You're getting out, you're productive, you're not, um, you're not bathing and all this and that. Um, so there's that. I'm a bit of a homebody. The other thing is too is that I'm very particular about things I collect. I'm very particular about things I watch. Um, so you know, I um, I am a general fan. I'll say that I am a general fan of most things. There's only a couple of things I'm an uber fan about, and even the things that qualify for that aren't. I would say uber. Just talking geek wise, I would think even the things that even come close is Final Fantasy, and only certain ones. World of Warcraft for the most part. Overwatch, I used to be. Um, Halloween movies, which I'm a big fan of, but I'm not a hardcore encyclopedic knowledge type. There's very few things that I have encyclopedic knowledge about, if I'm being honest, when it comes to hobbies and whatnot. Um, I do what I can. I watch what I can. I listen to what I can. I play what I can. And if it works, it works. If it clicks with me, great. If not, I usually don't force myself to do something I'm not going to enjoy. That's one of the worst things you can do for yourself. And no matter how bad you want it, it's part of the reason why I probably never got into pro gaming. It's just because, I mean, look, if I was to really push myself, even though I wasn't enjoying it, I probably could have been pretty badass. But I'm not the type to force myself if I don't enjoy something. So, um, the other thing is social communication. I've touched on this in the past before with other videos, but um, linked to kind of being a homebody, I am very bad at keeping in communication with people. Of course, with that said, I'm always here. If somebody ever reaches out to me, I'm usually pretty good to get back to them, at least within a few days. If it's an emergency or if they want to talk, I listen while I can. I'm not the best at giving advice, unless you know me, and unless I really open up to you. And for the most part, I'm an open book, but there's parts of me that I do keep to myself, and I share everything that I'm able to here on the channel. Everything's pretty much raw, but for safety, I never really go into details. So, but with that said, even my friend circle is very very limited, locally anyway. I say that locally. Online, a lot of acquaintances, a lot of people I hang out with, obviously the community. Um, a lot of people I play with, a lot of people I've confided in. Well, a few people I've confided in, not everybody, but they know who they are, so that's what counts. um, I also, I mean, if I confide in you, if I um, if you get to know me on certain levels and I talk to you about the really personal stuff, I'm also the type to, and this may sound weird, and it tends to be taken at face value as me trying to buy somebody's friendship or whatnot. But and it was actually put to me this way: my love language, and when I say love language, I mean friendship, uh, partners, family, whatever. The just the general love, like I care for you. I want to make sure you're doing all right, so I help out when I can. I tend to buy every so often buy something just random if I think that'll improve somebody's quality of life, and I only do what I can when I can. But especially for people that are very proud, um, I basically just try to help out when I can, and in the past it's caused like it's raised some eyebrows, but it's just something I've always done. I'm even the type to like buy, every so often a random stranger from pulling through Taco Bell. I'll pay for the car behind me. You know, I like to spread some financial love. I guess if you want to call it that way. But at the same time, I also try to help people when I can. To be honest, I don't. There's a lot of times in life I don't feel I'm very good at it. Although I have such a big heart, and is so understanding, so open minded. It's ridiculous, and so caring to a fault. I'm trying to rein that in a good bit because it has caused me a lot of pain in the past. But yeah, so you know, that's just kind of some insight into how my life tends to go from the day to day. Aside from work, um, every time I get off work, I'm either playing a game, watching a movie, watching a TV show, maybe going to see a movie, maybe going to the store, stuff like that. I'm pretty basic, to be honest. Aside from the geeky stuff, like the tech and making videos like this and whatnot, or trying to show somebody some love in more than one way. So anyway, bit of a random video, but I just kind of wanted to ramble for a bit and put some insight into my own life in case anybody's ever curious or anybody ever thinks me weird, which is a lot of the time. I'm not gonna lie. People think I'm really odd. I have a very odd physique. I have a very odd mannerisms. I have very odd um, mental stuff. I speak odd. I'm just an odd dude, man. I really am. I'm not. I've also discovered that with everything that's happened in my life, I'm not very good with handling constant criticism. I don't respond well at all to constant criticism. Um, Especially like from people that I care about. It drives me nuts because they should really know who I am and how I am. And when you're constantly coming at me about things because it's right or you know, um, you know, you're you're never wrong, kind of thing. It just ends up over time piling up, and I might eventually kind of puff out my chest and say, no, listen, I'm tired of this, all kinds of stuff, which I think is justified and it's healthy to do. But yeah, when it comes to troll, a lot of people may think though, well, what about trolls online? They're constantly coming at you about stuff. That is what it is. I can always mute those people or block them. I deal with a lot of that bullshit on Twitter, especially back in the day when I was pretty political. I'm still political off and on, but I'm not really preachy about it unless I get engaged in like a deep conversation. That I might go into like some passive rant or something. But I don't like yell at anybody, or I think I do have my moments to where I kind of get a little elitist maybe, but it's mostly from a general standpoint, and it's mostly just talking about like things in general, not aligning one way or the other, but just like why does everything have to happen this way when it could be better this way? Our society's really fucked up. Why is this happening? All that and that. But I'm human in that regard. So, in that social totality, it is what it is. So, anyway, I'm done rambling. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay sane, and remember you're awesome. Never let the world otherwise. And if you ever wanted to get to know me a little bit, maybe this video will help you. Because the camera, along with some other people throughout my life, has been my best friend for over 13 years now. And so is the community. So thank y'all as a whole for everything and for accepting me for who I am. And I tell the same thing to my family and friends because, you know, they're totally aware of that, and also that I look kind of rough today, but it is what it is. I'll see you later. Peace.